What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look and listen to Representative Schwager. He's going to be talking about Social Security reform and a Social Security increase. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And you can also show your support by joining our membership. Just click the join button below. You'll get customized emojis as well as custom badges. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look and listen to Representative Schwager. He's going to be asking questions of the experts about Social Security reform. Here we go.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Schweikert, first off, don't all workers, whether they're just on a work visa, a dreamer, even if they don't have U.S. citizenship, they're paying a FICA tax, correct?
The ones who are in the country
legally,
lawfully.
yeah, working
right.
legally. Okay,
Yeah.
just want to, because that was a misnomer. I want to work through, because there's some baseline problems I have between CBO numbers and the actuary report. I think the actuary report already understands their fertility calculations are substantially off from even census's math and those. So, but let's walk through some stuff here for just this year. So let's do our 2024 year. We have payroll taxes, income tax for beneficiaries, and the interest, because they're going to make about 6% of the fund is going to come in as interest. I have $1,166 billion. Okay. I have the spend in the 2024 fiscal year of $1,480,000,000. Do those sort of match up with your numbers? That means the 2024 reaching into the trust fund will be $314 billion this year.
Yeah, that's close to what I've got.
Okay, so it's $26 billion a month is reached into the trust fund and used to supplement the checks that are going out the door.
That's right, and the money from the trust fund is, the securities of the trust fund redeemed by the Treasury.
Yeah, it's the special T bills, but some people don't understand that there were 6% of the entire revenues, at least this fiscal year, on Social Security are actually interest that the general fund pays for having borrowed the money.
That's right.
So you do have the weird multiplier, and then there's the tax on benefits, which is about 4%. I wanted to make sure, because there was a couple of things said that made it sound like the trust fund isn't already in play. It's in play this year. Over $314 billion will be borrowed from the trust fund this year. Excuse me.
Okay, so and this is important what he's saying, because he's talking about the way the system works. Okay, Social Security, the way that the system works, the payroll contribution. He called it payroll tax, but we all know it's a payroll contribution. However, people who are working, paying into the payroll contribution, that money, along with the employer matches, so 6.2% from the individual, 6.2% from the employer. That money goes to pay out benefits. Now there's a shortfall, and that's why they're drawing from the trust fund, and he was saying it's about $26 billion every month that they draw from the trust fund currently, okay? So you can imagine in 10 or 11 years, if the trust funds completely are depleted, then you're not going to have that $26 billion that they'll be drawing from the trust fund every month, and that's going to be the cut of about 21 to 23%. So that's what he's saying there. It's right now the trust fund is in play, he's saying. So they are drawing from the trust fund right now. The trust fund is not money that's just set aside and not being used right now. It's actually being used every month to pay out benefits.
Excuse me, refunded, the trust fund will cash in.
Redeeming the securities. That's right.
A couple other things I want to walk through, and instead of me leading you on these, I have 3 or 4 charts here. What do you see as the biggest differentials between SSA baseline and the CBO baseline? Particularly, I'm looking at, you have a fairly substantial difference in out years on their baseline. You also have some different calculations on the caps. But first, off the top of your head, can you give me what you see as differences on how the CBO actuaries built their model compared to the SSA?
Sure. I can talk to that, and I know Steve will will have, a lot to say also. So we do have different modeling technologies. So I'll just set that aside. We do things slightly differently. We do current law, and they assume some changes in the law, outside of Social Security, but in the tax law. In the parameters, the sort of numbers, where we have different GDP growth, and Steve highlighted that this year, they bumped up GDP growth, and that just slightly more than offset, they're moving toward, sort of what's happening on fertility. So it's growth, fertility, they have much higher interest rates further out. And then immigration, we've picked up the immigration surge. It's not yet in the population numbers, but working with DHS numbers, we've picked that up.
And where I was really going with this was not to pick on the Social Security actuaries or the CBO. Yeah. It was more, I'm trying to head towards the fragility of the numbers. When we did our math last year, exhaustion, the first year of exhaustion was 616 billion short. Now it's 400 and some.
Yeah, and in ours, that's immigration. I mean, in some sense, from last year to this year, we picked up immigration. And in some sense, we picked up the immigration surge started in 2021.
Okay. So year of exhaustion, you pick up a couple $100 billion just on what you consider immigration population.
The immigration surge, that's right.
Okay, but it also actually should give us a sense of the level of fragility if we were to go into recession. Let's say it's a mild recession. Would we probably see, because you just had a $200 billion change at the end of the 10 in a single cycle. I'm trying to get some sense of the fragility of that baseline.
No. I agree that a recession would affect wages, would affect contributions. It would also affect fertility. Right after the 2008 recession, financial crisis, and after the pandemic, fertility declined. It came up a bit, but not, it didn't go back.
But then it took a big spike downward last year. We went to 1.63.
Yeah.
So, and I'm over my time. Mr. Chairman, without objection, I have a number of charts that we've worked on with both taking from the Actuary report and then some notes from the Joint Economic Economists. I'd like to add those to the record.
Okay, so that was Representative Schweikert. He was asking questions of the experts about Social Security reform. A lot of numbers. He's asking a lot of numbers, comparing the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, to the actuary, Social Security actuary. But the reality is, we know there's a problem. And this is just, I don't know. I don't know this representative. I don't know his beliefs as far as reforming Social Security and what he really wants to do, but he's just comparing the two numbers. Let's get a plan and vote on a plan. That's what we need to do. All these numbers going back and forth, well, this expert's saying this and this expert's saying that, well, why are you saying this and the other person's not saying this? Look, move forward with reform. That's what we need to do, because all the experts are saying the same thing. In about 10 to 11 years, we're going to be looking at a situation where the trust funds will be depleted. We know that. All the experts are saying the same thing. So whether one is saying that it's going to happen in 10 years and then the other saying it's going to happen in 11 years, it's going to happen. So move forward with legislation. Put some type of proposal on the floor so they can vote on it. So, I don't know. I didn't really get anything from what he was asking there and the questions that he was asking. It sounded more like he was just trying to compare the two. The CBO and the chief actuary's numbers. So I want to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.